Glaive, you should be thankful that the devs have finally given us what we wanted after we practically begged for years. Why are you not glazing the game, Glaive? You must be biased. You must be a drama farmer.
Where? Do they deserve any praise? Do you realize how insulting this is? They know exactly what the players want. They know exactly how to implement it. They have a—
Nah, he got rage baited by like 2 people on Twitter. That's why he made this video. I could already tell.
a lot of examples from other games. It is not like they are stuck in their own bubble in the office and don't interact with literally any—
And he's not showing the tweets because it will show that he got one guide.
else. They absolutely know what to do. They saw the player feedback. They saw the Genshin criticism videos on YouTube. They saw the surveys, and they replied with the big glowing capital letters of you.
Bro, somebody pissed this dude off.
Guess what, Genshin? Fuck you too. I will never stop making Genshin videos until we, the players, get what we deserve.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another video by another Kyo. And this time, well, no, it's the same time. It's the same Kyo. Glaive Kyo. And the problem over here is, well, the Genshin update, it might not have actually been everything that was promised. It might actually be the most insulting Genshin update in history, if some people were to say. And with the thumbnail over here that looks like this one, fake skip button, power creep, stuff has to stop, they lied in the live stream, and viewership like that, you probably got to imagine that something went really wrong in the actual deployment of this update. So why don't we see what it was and whether or not we should be upset by it.
6.7 live stream.
6.7.
I'm speeding it up.
Went live a couple of days ago, and if I'm gonna be honest, I genuinely thought that this was going to be the one that ends it all. I know I said it a couple of times already, but I genuinely thought this was gonna be the end of it. I'm talking about the wave of criticism Genshin—
No, you weren't. Stop fucking lying. You would be depressed on the day where it ends. Bro, your content and your channel has been on the most wild resurgence ever because Hoyoverse keeps fucking up the game. But in a similar vein, you can't put all the blame on Hoyo. Because the trigger to people getting mad at Hoyo is Wuwa being good. When Wuwa's really good, Hoyoverse players are really mad, and then Glaive Kyo eats.
has been facing from the players over the past few weeks. If you didn't know, the community has been on a rampage towards the game ever since the live stream before this.
The live stream before this, where it featured Predatory, and then of course, alongside this live stream, was the reveal of the Cyberpunk characters in Wuwa. These two essentially happen side by side. Genshin's Luna 7 Low-Hen patch 57 pull update, right? And then the Cyberpunk Edgerunners units get revealed. I'm just saying, Genshin's had less pulls in previous updates. Why they crash it out now?
That phase went on for over a month or so, which is impressive in my opinion, because that is like the longest it has ever been in the game's entire lifespan. The livestream was highly anticipated, expected to tease the new region for the 7.x updates, the Snezhnaya region. We were expecting a Tsaritsa reveal, sightings of the remaining Fatsui Harbingers, big lore drops, new gameplay mechanics, and those are some big hitters, you know, especially the region teasers, because Snezhnaya has been talked about since the absolute beginning of the game.
And you want to know when Genshin timed their Snezhnaya Cryo Archon release? For Wuwa's 3.5 livestream. Yeah, Genshin got butthurt. Genshin got giga mad that they decided they needed to show their Cryo Archon immediately. Like way before way before the region's even been shown.
And we are finally about to get into it very soon. This is very exciting stuff. So with all of that, I genuinely thought that the Genshin criticism wave would end.
No.
And the defenders would rise up again, and they would invalidate every criticism possible. But lo and behold, I cannot believe it, Genshin messed up so bad, in so many ways, that—
And you want to know what the funniest part is? I already see a bunch of people talking shit about the Cryo Archon. Because you want to know what she looks like? Bro, she just be out here looking like Valina. And to butter people, here's the proof. Okay, what is that? What is this supposed to be? They are comparing views. Oh, you're talking about people comparing views, but I don't know how this is relevant though. This is called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And one of the things you do in this game, right, is you compile different pieces of like glue, right, or like evidence, right, and then present them at certain times in the gameplay. And then, like, well, if you present them at the right times, well, then it's a W, right? But then if you present it at the wrong times, you like, fail. And if you fail enough times, you lose the case, right? Because you kept saying all this unnecessary dumb shit that made no sense in the context of the discussion. Every chatter should play this so you don't do retarded shit like what this chatter just did and give me a link that is not even slightly related to what's on the fucking screen. Everybody should play this game. I'm not even joking. It will help out a lot of you.
That the criticism didn't just not stop, it got so much worse.
Failure.
Don't get me wrong, it's not all bad. There are genuinely some things that are good that come with it, but
You wanted to tell you why your link is so dog shit? Glaive Keo over here is right now talking about how criticism for Genshin Impact is still ongoing, and how even after the patch dropped, people are still criticizing it. There still are people defending it. And for Glue, you decide to show people shitting on Wuwa. What does that have to do with what Glaive is saying? Defending Genshin against shit talk, and you just show people making fun of Wuwa. What the fuck does that have to do?
that's also part of the problem. Because even for the supposedly good things, even for the things that the community has asked for a long time, Genshin added a catch to it. Because of course they did. They couldn't just add a good feature, you know what I'm saying? They gotta torture us a little bit. For what? I don't know. But all I know is that the community is fed a meal, but they are not satisfied. That is the best way I could describe the situation at hand. But before we continue, if you want to see more content from me, feel free to smash the like button and
I think this is just a natural conclusion. I think it's just a natural outcome too. Nothing actually happening for the 17th million fucking time. And I know what he's alluding to. It's the skip button.
subscribe. Hit the notification bell icon to keep up with my videos. Without wasting any more of your time, let's just get right into it. So first of all, I want to talk about the good stuff, because like I said, the live stream came with some genuinely good stuff in it. People like to push this narrative about me that I'm just a hater, a June poster, a LARPer, when in reality, my criticism is actually very much
Okay, Glaive, you are undeniably, I don't think you're a Genshin LARPer, but you are 1,000,000% a Wuwa LARPer.
valid. And surprisingly, I might know more lore than you. When something is good, I will say that it's
Bro said the first boss we fought was Dreamless.
good. When something is bad, I will say that it's bad. And this is true in all of my videos, including my Genshin videos. In the video where I criticize the events, a lot of the events are bad, but I like the story, so I praise the story. In the video where I criticize the pacing and the dialogue bloats, I feel like even when the way the story is told is bad, the lore itself and the depth of it is actually very deep. So
I think Glaive is spot on over here. He calls stuff fair. If there's something he's genuinely interested in a Genshin update, he gives it recognition. However, this is sort of the issue. There's an analogy, right? That's always been said. You could be a straight man your whole life, but if someone you know finds out you sucked one dick, you're going to be known as the gay dude forever. That's a fact. And so, when it comes to these gacha players in these gacha communities, if you ever say something critical about their game, you're a hater forever. It's really just like that, and so I don't fucking care anymore, right? Because you're a bunch of dumb fucking kids. I don't give a shit. And I feel like Glaive just needs to have that viewpoint too, because it seems like he's trying to just appeal to that crowd of fucking idiots. That's what it seems like.
I made sure to praise it. These are the things that prove my criticism is valid. But
Why do you need to prove nothing? It's just, bro, you getting flack from a bunch of low IQ, low brain activity individuals. Like, bro, like, do I care? Like, literally, do you care what the... Bro, do you care what the spider in the corner of your room is thinking? No. There are viewers and Genshin players online that will affect your life less than the spider you don't care about in the corner of your room. You care less about that spider and more about these people, but the spider actually matters more.
for some reason, these crazy defenders just completely let those things fly over their heads like a helicopter and have selective hearing.
So let them be disabled, bro. This is my... Do you need to worry about other people's disability? Sometimes, but like, not right now.
The thing is, and this is something for these people to do some introspection on, if my valid criticism, the truth of the situation, sounds like hate, it says a lot more about the game you are defending than it does about me. Because I'm giving you receipts, I am giving you proof, I am showing you that the people are unhappy with these features, and
Proof doesn't work if the person is low enough IQ.
even then, these people just invalidate it because it doesn't go with their narrative, and it hurts their feelings. Thankfully, my community, the people that watch me, have common sense. You know what? I get called out when I'm wrong.
Why is this dude so gay?
And sometimes they disagree, and that's okay. But even then, they wouldn't call me a liar or a LARPer and push these narratives.
I did call him a LARPer though. I still to this day call this guy a wooball LARPer because like there's no way you said the first boss is dreamless.
Towards other people to invalidate my criticism. Sometimes you can really spot the bad.
I call Glaive a LARPer to invalidate his glaze. I think that's a lot more fair. You don't have the elite ball knowledge to be saying shit like this, brother.
Eggs in the Genshin community really easily. And I'm just gonna be brutally honest, these people are the ones who are holding Genshin back from improving. Hard pill to swallow, but that is just the truth. So what are the good stuff that I appreciate about in the live stream? First is the map expansion. It is welcome because Not Cry is the region with the least map expansions throughout the updates. And
wait, is that the whole Nod Cry region? Bro, this looks like somebody's toenail.
out the updates, and we are finally getting it next patch. To my surprise though, the map expansion is very huge. We are not just getting 1 or 2, we are getting like 5 new zones. All of them look very big and colorful, and they showed us that we could see the world of Teyvat from up there. It looks like some of these areas might have hella lore drops too. We have this area, which is apparently the hidden facility used by the ancient dragon lords to experiment on, and
I think this is the issue. It looks like you're playing No Man's Sky. Yeah, so like before you were like out here doing anything but this, and now you're playing No Man's Sky. It's just
research lunar life forms. The place is heavily populated by Kuhenki, very cute beings, but it holds a lot of
so the lore of this is that dragons were on the moon and had technology. So remember how I think this is a common thing in Genshin where people say, guys, it's explained in the lore, so you can't criticize it. Moon dragons with high-tech spaceships is the most retarded thing I think I've ever heard of in a fantasy game before. And like, if you want your overarching lore to sound like it was made by somebody who's like 10 years old and just discovered what dragons are, go for it. But this sounds like this sounds like it was actually designed by a 4th grader who just saw How to Train Your Dragon and Frozen and was like, oh my god, I love Elsa. I love Toothless. I love Toothless and Elsa. And then you made Snezhnaya know where the fuck this is. Like literally, that's what it seems like. Like, bro, this feels like it was thought of by a 10-year-old. I'm just being serious, like genuinely, like. Because it doesn't make fucking sense.
far side of the moon, which is, in my opinion, this looks the absolute best among the others. They didn't show much for this specific zone, probably for a reason.
Now we're in Mass Effect.
The live stream said that it's the dark side of the moon.
Bro, this looks like a Protoss spaceship. Bro, why are they in a You require additional pylons. Bro, what the fuck?
Another hidden base, but this one is packed with advanced dragon technology that explains the historical truth behind Project Moongazer. Sounds interesting. We have the Lunar Sea, introduces a concept similar to the Floor is Lava challenge, which opens us to a new exploration mechanic. We are flying here, and honestly, the game just looks great. Some of these zones have pretty high elevations, and normally I would complain about that, because to go higher we need specific characters, and climbing in this game absolutely sucks.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I don't need to tell you that, you already know. But this time, it is all good because, well, we are on the moon. The gravity on the moon is very different because you are outside Teyvat. The baseline gravity on the entire moon is naturally much lower. So
oh boy.
When we jump, we're gonna float pretty high up. Crazy, mind-blowing thing. And crazier enough, they mentioned that later in the game, we're going to be able to unlock a new gadget of some sorts, which will allow us to manipulate gravity at will. This has a lot of potential. The puzzles could be very, very fun, and the explorations could be absolute bangers. But
I think this is the thing. I think that the new area actually does look good. I think it's good that they added it to the game, but it sounds like they were just like, how can we add a bunch of cool shit? Because we just want Genshin to have cool shit in it. And they didn't even think about how it was getting integrated into the fucking game. And I think that's the biggest issue that I have with this. Because if I'm getting the lore that it's fucking moon dragons with high-tech spaceships, bro, are they just made... It sounds like they just made that shit up like a month ago. Legit, it sounds like they just made that fucking shit up within the past year. It doesn't feel like that's a day one plan. Bro, look at Genshin in 1.0, and do you think in the back of Dewey's mind, moon dragons with spaceships, when you were in Mondstadt? Moon dragons with spaceships.
I'll wait until the update actually comes because you don't really know what they're gonna pull off. Continuing, we are getting a whole story quest with it too. I was excited for it to be an Archon quest or something like a segue quest to lead us into the Snezhnaya patch, but I think this is fine too because the filler quest doesn't seem to be entirely filler. Won't know until it actually comes out, am I right? But speaking of Snezhnaya, the trailer at around the end of the live stream when they revealed.
Is he doing all this stuff talking about, oh, when it comes out? Because it already came out. He's already played it and seen it, and it's not what he's talking about, is it? Yeah, it's gonna end up being exactly not.
Everything. Holy balls.
Okay.
That was cinema. War is coming. Holy balls. That sent a chill through my spine. Get it? Chill? Because Snezhnaya is cold. We're getting a teaser of a lot of the areas, and one of them looks like an actual Disney castle. It looks so much better.
It's not out? Oh, okay. Well, I can't wait for the follow-up then. I thought the patch already happened. It comes out in 4 days?
Than I thought it would. We got a new Harbinger reveal too. Pulsanella, and his in-game model is actually very, very good. I am impressed. Apparently,
he looks racist.
They nerfed the nose, but overall, I genuinely think it looks good. Compare that to the D-Look model, am I right? We are only getting—
I'm sorry. Like, I feel like putting his face on my screen is a hate crime.
The voice for the Tsaritsa, which started a debate on Twitter for a while, and that just shows me that people are genuinely excited for this update. We see new enemies, the community theorized the bunny assassin looking enemy to be a local legend, and with it, we got the reveal of the Cryo Traveler. And I'm gonna—
Is this like the Glaive Genshin Glaze attempt? Bro is doing some insane damage control right now. Like, this is like his attempt to glaze, but I know he can't do this for much longer. I know he's only got like 30 more seconds left in him.
To be honest, if I'm gonna judge it purely visually, it looks very mid. But compare that to the other—
This looks like one of the worst shooters I've ever seen.
Traveler elements, I think this one is the best. So good or bad depends on what you compare it to, right? Compare it to Ye Shukwang from ZZZ, yeah, no chance. Am I right?
This unit is so bad.
Hey, something that I don't see a lot of—
Dude, I don't know how I've seen a dev fuck up a unit so badly before.
People talking about is how good the Cryo Traveler is going to be. Because if we're going to be for real, Cryo is one of the weaker elements compared to the others if you don't have the meta 5-star characters for it, right? Same thing goes for the Electro elements. To make it better, Genshin gave us buffs for it. And this is where we go into the parts where it's supposed to be good, but it came out to be not entirely good.
Oh, so this is the turning point of the video. Well, he got about 4 good minutes of glaze in. Yeah, probably like 4 or 5 good minutes of glazing, but now it's time's running out.
Genshin announced character buffs, which should always be a good thing, at least in theory. In a live service game, power creep is like Thanos. It is inevitable. No matter how balanced the game is, sooner or later, a newer character or a mechanic will be better than the rest of the roster.
Hoyo's actually come up with an amazing strategy.
To the point where the older characters become obsolete. So
this is what they do. They've power crept the game so much and their way of buffing is so predatory too, it's ridiculous. Raise the damage ceilings absurdly, then give buffs to units, right? Which is actually them just adding new mechanics to the game that only the new character has. And so Doran was the first time they did this, where all the Mondstadt characters, right, get special buffs, but they really only work if Duran's on the team. And if you're not going to pull Duran or make use of Duran, your buffs are basically not going to work out that well. In a similar vein, the buffs that they're doing to all these Cryo and Electro characters, right, not good. Columbina's or Sandrone's going to be useless unless she got the new teammates, or really the newly buffed teammates. It's kind of genius once you think about it, right? Release new characters who ruin the meta. The ruined characters get buffs, but the only way to activate the ruined character's buffs is to pull the new one. And then the new character is useless without the old characters. But you weren't pulling old units anyways because they weren't viable. Nobody was pulling a Yai Miko or Ryozli, right? But now they will. So you essentially get to re-monetize your old characters by giving them a special mode that only works with the newest character. They could instead just not raise the damage ceiling dramatically by like 50% in one update, but like, fuck, that's too boring.
Question is not about the game having power creep or not, it is about how big the power creep is, and what the game does to balance out the rest of the roster. Buffing is perhaps the simplest and most effective way to do it. It gives a lot of goodwill towards the players, and well, it's just good, ain't it? Rise.
I don't want Kuro to buff anything in Wuthering Waves the same way they did with Genshin. Bro, I would not like that.
will be able to restore HP more frequently with his charged attacks, so he could do more enhanced normal attacks.
Hey guys, there's gonna be a new DPS that comes out. By the way, that DPS isn't playable unless you pull...
I shall be the vessel of
Fuck
your
it.
wishes.
Like, bro, they make you pull Yinlin. They give Yinlin an alternative mode, right? And like, Yinlin only works with this one new character. So now you gotta go pull Yinlin to make that new character work. Because they know Kuro knows everyone skipped this bitch, right? So to make the newest unit work, you gotta go pull Yinlin. Yay Miko is Yinlin. And Sandrone is that new unit.
Chi-Chi, arguably one of the worst, if not the worst character in the game, is also getting buffed. Her elemental skill provides the entire team with a damage bonus increase and can deal damage off-field as a cryo sub-DPS.
Do you know how many people have a level 1 Chi-Chi? A level 1, multiple constellation Chi-Chi. The character is functionally non-existent on your account. And instead of just changing their kit at a baseline to be useful, hey, let's turn this unit that everyone has into just a Sandrone support.
Miko's lightning strikes from her Sessho Sakura will be able to deal additional damage. These things are just great things to have. So what's the issue, Glaive? How come something this good in nature like character buffs be bad? You're just hating! Let me remind you, I did not say this was bad. I said this is good, but not entirely good. And how do you make something amazing? Like character buffs not entirely good, you put conditions on it.
Guys, if for your character's buff to work, you need to go pull another character. Your character's buff is basically a sequence node, right? Like essentially, if you need a copy of Sandrone to make your Ryosley work now, and that buff was basically just a sequence node you paid for, right?
So good or bad depends on how much you can tolerate the conditions. Unfortunately, for a lot of the player base, the buffs introduced in the live stream are considered intolerable. Because these buffs I just talked about, they only activate when these characters are within something called a pole star field.
All I know is there's multiple polls at the Hoyo office that Dewey is like sticking in his ass for this shit to be going on still. Bro, like, the way that this game's like team building and meta has shifted in like the past 2 months or 2 years is the most disgusting thing I think we've seen in a gacha before. This game has like somehow become, it's went from like the most well-balanced Hoyo game into possibly the worst.
That is generated by a new elemental reaction.
I don't know which one's worse between Genshin, ZZZ, or HSR. Legitimately, I don't know which one's worse. Power creep, power creep or shilling wise. Bro, it should, honestly, I would love to see each game send a representative. Bro, we need like the shilling Olympics. Each game sends a representative to determine who's actually the most predatory. Genshin can send Bran Online. HSR can send Mr. Pokey. Zenless Zone Zero, Mr. Pokey. Bro, I don't even know who would defend ZZZ. That's the thing. I'm sorry. I don't know who would defend ZZZ. ZZZCC's all shit on it too. That's the point. The ZZZCC's shit on it, so they wouldn't defend it. Arikado? We'll get Arikado or Gacha Smack. Actually, Gacha Smack would do the hardest job. You just had to pay him first.
Called Stellar Conduct, which is a new, stronger version of Super Conduct, one that, coincidentally, only the newest 5-star limited banner character upcoming next patch, Sandrone, can do.
There gonna be some people that be like, oh, Cryo Trap, wow, you pussy. You're lying. Cryo Traveler has the Pole Star field too in Stellar Superconduct. Bro, you want to know what else Traveler has? Traveler's got Nouvelette's Orb mechanic. Yeah, the Traveler has Nouvelette's Orb mechanic in Hydro form. Did that do anything? And so, if you see Cryo Traveler having the same little symbol as Sandrone, like how Hydro Traveler had the same little symbol as Nouvelette, and then it did fucking nothing, I don't believe you. I need to see it before I believe you. So, this is what I'll say. Because Hoyo's already set a standard where Hydro Traveler had the same mechanic as the region character and it was useless dog shit, I'm going to assume they're going to do that again. I'm going to assume if Hoyo has the option of not changing something and keeping it bad or changing something and making it better, they're going to choose the option where they don't have to do any work. So I think Cryo Traveler's Stellar Superconduct is useless garbage because that's the only example I have to draw upon. Blame Hydro Traveler and blame Hoyoverse.
Insane, right? So in other words, the conditions given for the buffs of these older characters mean you need to pull for the newest 5-star units.
Yep. And until and unless cryo traveler is confirmed to work in the exact same way, that is a fact.
Are pay gating the buffs.
It is a fact. It's pay gated. You need to pay money or obviously pull for the buffs.
Take this shit no more, man.
As you can imagine, that caused a massive outrage. I mean, of course, why wouldn't it? Why can't they just buff these older characters normally?
You gotta monetize everything. Guys, Dewey would have microtransactions at his mother's funeral. I hope you realize that.
I mean, they clearly needed it for such a long time, and they still have fans up to this day. Why can't they just do a simple act of goodwill that could help a significant chunk of the player base? Money! I mean,
Why did that Mr. Krabs clip just send me? Money!
At this point, everybody has a Chi-Chi just sitting there on the bench, never getting played. Wouldn't they be helping a lot of accounts if she got good?
No.
When the update goes live, if you are not pulling for Sandrone, unfortunately, Chi-Chi will stay sitting on that bench. Of course, the calculations haven't gone out. She might just still be bad after.
I think it's just the premise that nobody will ever have any faith at all in Genshin buffs. I think that's the part that's the most depressing or like the most like unfortunate about the situation. Everybody knows that in the future, when Hoyo's doing buffs, it's conditional. It's a and. It's an if parentheses and. Yeah, you programmers out there. I know you're all unemployed, so you're watching the stream because of AI. You got that one.
The buff, because who knows, am I right? But the bigger question is, why not just buff Superconduct as a whole instead of making it a one character thing? Money! Fuck the lore and whatever story they attach to it. Who cares? I've seen motorbikes and flying guns in this game. Why can't they buff Superconducts as
There's also moon dragons that with spaceships. Okay?
a whole and make cryo and electro characters better? What's the reason? Wouldn't it be
The baseline superconduct is so bad, it might as well not exist. And so instead of making the baseline superconduct just like an actual mechanic in the game, they just made they reworked it by making you pay for it. Like, superconduct has never been in the meta in 6 years. What's the reason? Whoever designed it is a retard. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I think, like, what else can I say? The superconduct was designed by a fucking low brain activity dumbass. And it was so fucked, they didn't know how to fix it for 6 months. They found the fix, and they're making people pay for it.
good if everyone gets this buff without it being locked behind a 5-star paywall? Is
Superconduct is bad because physical is dog shit. Yes, but superconduct didn't have to buff physical damage. Bro, this is like somebody saying, my mail order hamster service didn't work out. That's because there's something wrong with the hamsters. Why can't they survive being in a box for 7 days as they travel across the globe? What's wrong with these fucking hamsters? Why can't they survive with no food, no water, no air for 7 days as they're shipped across the world? That's basically what you're saying here by saying superconduct is bad because physical's bad. No, it's not physical's. Why does superconduct buff physical? Why does a cryo and electro reaction buff a third element? That doesn't fundamentally make sense in the fucking first place.
what I would say if the stellar conduct reaction was strictly tied to Sandrone. Yes, all according to
Physical isn't an element. By all definitions in Genshin, it, like, literally is. So, like, shut the fuck up.
Hey Kaku, I have activated my trap card and I bamboozled you. This wasn't really discussed in the live stream by the voice actors, and if they did, then it's really brief and not a lot of people caught on, because obviously the outrage wouldn't have started if they did caught on. But I realized something as I was reviewing the live stream for this script. The teaser for Snezhnaya, the big update coming soon, when they were showing off the Cryo Traveler, they were pairing it with Beto, an electro character, and they
Oh god.
did a reaction. Normally, this would be a superconduct reaction, but interestingly, it generated a pole star field. The exact same pole star field generated when you create a stellar conduct reaction.
And remember, until you see how their version of their pole star field works, you can't say shit. Because Hydro Traveler had the same fucking bubbles as Nuvolette, remember that. But they didn't do half the shit that Nuvolette's bubbles did.
It's Sandrone. I am surprised nobody talked about this, but yes, Cryo Traveler can in fact do the Stellar Conduct reaction and creates a Polestar field,
But you don't know what theirs does.
which makes the older character buffs earlier talked about available for everyone for absolutely free. You don't need to pull for Sandrone to get these buffs, but
You don't know that yet.
there is still a catch though.
But wait, there's more.
Next patch, we won't be getting Cryo Traveler.
My disappointment.
What? Wait, what?
Is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
You would need to wait a whole patch cycle to get those character buffs.
Oh, I thought he meant in 7.0. I thought he meant in 7.0. This is the caveat here. One, you don't even know if Cryo Traveler will work with any of these characters. That's the big thing. You got no idea if they're even going to fucking work. So you can't understand that at a baseline. And then second, even if they do work, what if it's just shit? Like what if it's just so badly balanced that their teams are unplayable garbage like every other Traveler team? You really think that it's going to be like a Woo-Wah MC situation where Hoyoverse isn't going to give you a piece of literal, like, garbage as the MC character?
It will only be pay-gated for a
You think they're actually going to make the character viable in content?
patch. But well, it's really up to you to decide if that is considered a bad thing or not. I think it's leaning towards the good side, right?
Look at the track record. That's what I'll say. And I'm surprised Glaive isn't pulling up the track record here. I think Glaive is letting Genshin get away with like a bit of murder over here. The track record of Travelers, they're all dog shit. Even the Dendro one. I'm just going to say it. The Dendro Traveler was also a piece of shit. You were just coping until Nahida came out. You were just coping using that motherfucker. Plus, Dendro was broken on release. Because the game was a bit more better balanced back then, right? Other than Dendro Traveler, for like a short flash in the pan, all Travelers have been dog shit. They have all been useless. Then, Hydro has the special ability to get a useless mechanic. Or take a character's good mechanic and make it useless. And as far as I'm concerned, I think they're just going to do it again. I see no reason to believe otherwise. And the funniest thing is, bro, Hoyo's allergic to giving you shit for the Traveler. You didn't even get a new element of Traveler in Nod Cry. I hope you realize that. You went a whole year. Hoyo is this allergic to giving you stuff for free, even though it makes sense. You went a whole year without a different version of the Traveler.
Because we have been waiting for so long for these buffs, and
Because they could have introduced the Cryo one already. I hope you know that, right? They didn't need to wait till Shnez Naya to give you Cryo Traveler. Just telling you, right? You spent a whole fucking year in Nod Cry doing a whole lot of nothing to tie up loose ends. You could have given them Cryo here as well and had it available right now.
additional patch wait is
It's not like Genshin's story, like, bro, and the story, bro, Hoyo is not the mastermind you think they are. Like, fucking cooking, no.
really nothing compared to it, and I can tolerate waiting for a whole patch to get my older characters buffed. But what I can't tolerate is the audacity of these devs. Gretchen will always remain Gretchen. It is probably a philosophy for them at this point. It is written in their office or something, and it becomes clearer and truer when you talk about the Light Race Wish banner. So you're saying last patch, a whole movement started because the devs gave out 60 polls for an entire patch for around 2 or 3 patches straight while releasing meta-breaking characters, and your response to that is to introduce a whole new banner?
Wait, they had a whole new banner?
Oh, that is scaring! You're just asking for it at this point. The banner in question is for the 5-star characters that are being buffed next patch.
Was this in the live stream? I never saw this shit. Was I not paying attention to this part? Or did I skip this? Maybe I skipped, oh no, I skipped it. I skipped parts of this. Yeah, no, I don't think I saw this. So they got their own separate banner over here. Okay. Yeah. This is the most predatory shit ever, bro. What are we even talking about? So you buff characters. You don't... I bet this is gonna happen. Bro, I would not be surprised if Cryo Traveler is just actually useless trash and doesn't work, and you need Sandrone. So you got baited. They put out that shit just to bait people. And then Cryo Traveler actually does not work with any of these units. And so, people are going to be pulling on this, right? Maybe prepping for the Cryo Traveler buff. Then they're going to rerun Sandrone around the start of Shiznai. I bet they're rerunning Sandrone soon, and Cryo Traveler is going to be useless. That's what I bet is going to happen. So that people are going to get baited into pulling these, maybe because they like the buffed units. Then reality's going to set in. Wait, they just put Skyward Blade on here? So they put Chi-Chi and Skyward Blade on the banner. A standard weapon with a standard character. Bro, just take them out, you fucking retards. Bro, just take... Bro, there's 2 standard characters and 2...
That are being buffed next patch. Buffs that don't work without the Stellar Conduct reaction. The Stellar Conduct reaction that won't be accessible unless you pull for Sandrone or choose...
Bro, I'm sorry. This just seems like a lot. Like, dude, you don't make enough money to make the buffs free. Because you're rerunning them. Isn't the buffs being free enough? Bro, you already try to make the money off of them by rerunning them live in this patch where they're buffed. Couldn't the buffs work without needing the other premium unit? Dude.
Stellar Conduct reaction that won't be accessible unless you pull for Sandrone or choose the free option, which is to wait a whole patch for the Cryo Traveler.
And you don't even know if the Cryo Traveler will work properly. What if their Polestar field is literally useless? It's just cosmetic, bro. And so you pull... Then when you put Ryansley, Yay, Miko, and Cryo Traveler together, you get a 1-star Cleared Abyss. Like, bro, I see that future.
What you're saying?
Bro, even Hiyuki can see that future. She burnt all of them out, bro. It's in the lore.
If you don't pull for Sandrone, these characters will be the outdated, power crept characters that they are the moment you pull them. Pull the characters now and receive the benefits later, headass.
Yeah. I'm surprised Glaive hasn't recognized that Hoyo can just do the bait and switch. Like, he's having so much confidence that, like, Cryo Traveler will work, it's unreal. Like, bro, like, all of this hinges on Cryo Traveler functioning identically the same as Sandrone, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
Banner is also shared with the very much community-wide hated Chronicled Wish banner, the one that uses limited banner pulls instead of standard ones. And yes, even though they are old, power crept characters that don't get a rerun anymore, it still has the 50-50 system. What a joke! It's a bit...
And you know what? You wanna know what the nice thing is about Wuwa? Bro, Kuro gave like a fucking 20 pull discount if you decide to pull on their version of the Chronicle Wish banner. It's like, Genshin, I think, lets you lose to other characters in the banner, but they still put standard characters in their Chronicled Wish banner to just fuck you in the ass. I don't, like, that has to be the only reason why Daya was on the Sumeru Chronicled Wish banner. It was to fuck you.
Weird because I'm not laughing. Where is the funny? Oh, here's the funny thing. When it comes to making money, Genshin goes full throttle. They can make predatory systems and revenue mechanics nobody could ever think of before. They are the absolute masters of that. But for...
So it's 55 pulls for String Master? No, you'll still need to hit pity on String Master, but your Chronicled Wish weapon banner in Wuwa is guaranteed like every other Wuwa weapon banner.
Quality of life updates.
Biggest piece.
Like, a lot of people don't seem to realize that. Yes, most people don't care about the Chronicled, or don't care about the 1.x unit banner in 3.5. Yeah, I'll just show y'all in game what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this bad boy over here, because naturally is an appropriate time, right? There is the rerun banners. These ones are discounted for the characters. The weapons ones are not, because the weapons ones are guaranteed, and of course, yeah, everyone's only pulling String Master over here. So it's kind of like, I don't think anyone cares about the weapon one not being discounted, because it's guaranteed.
It's a dog shit.
They have to be trolling, right? I mean, I don't know what else to say. There is no way they are stupid. Like, they absolutely know what to do, but they just botch it for fun or something. There is actually absolutely no reason why they would fail in implementing a very simple, basic quality of life updates that is incredibly wanted by the community, to the point where they are begging for it. But for some God knows why reason, they fail to meet the bar every single goddamn time.
We do not care.
And it's not like it's a particularly high bar to reach, you know what I'm saying? The bar is on the floor, for crying out loud. It's the bare minimum, but they still mess it up.
Why? How are you so incompetent?
And tell me I'm crazy, because I missed it on my first watch party of the live stream, and it was very glanced over, right? They said they are adding a dialogue skip button into the game.
Oh boy.
Wait a minute, not a bait and switch.
I think, like, bro, Hoyo is truly, like, I think, walking like this tight line, right? A fine balance. How can we listen, but also monetize at the same time? Kuro, I feel like, at least considers how they can monetize listening, but they don't make it a priority. Genshin, you can, like, see where they intentionally fucked shit up to make people pay more or to make it feel like shit unless you pay. They're really good at it, but it's really obvious, and it really leaves a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Like they did the other day when they promoted the skip function to be a story skip function, only for it to be an in-game time skip function where everyone celebrated it. Only
You had Genshin CCs like Tuwanto, Fobmaster, Hoyo CCs like Brax, all those other guys, right? Saying, oh, W Genshin, oh, finally listen, blah, blah, blah. No, these guys are all LARPing. Bro, even Genshin CCs LARP the quality of life because they know Hoyo can't do shit properly because they're retarded idiots.
for them to get disappointed immediately after they read the fine print. Holy shit, that is revolutionary! In other games, it has already been present since launch.
The half skip only works for new quests. Oh, looks like the chasm is going unexplored yet again for another day, ladies and gents.
It is basically a basic function in every other game nowadays.
Looks like Enkan no Miyakia can go fuck itself for another month.
Even if it's a story-heavy game, there is still
I guess Fontaine is staying above water.
a dialogue skip function. So it's not like Genshin is special in that regard, right?
I guess Capitano's still alive.
Something basic for every other game is revolutionary for Genshin, just
Colabina's still on Earth.
because of how absolutely stubborn and arrogant these devs are.
There are going to be so many people that just never play Genshin again because of that lack of skip button. And the fact that this is like a shitty version that only works on the new quests, bro, that's objectively hilarious because you know there are so many people with such a massive quest log built up, they're never going to come back because it's more daunting. Bro, oh my god.
That sink in for a second and go have a counseling session. But anyways, it is here. So why am I still so agitated? Because it is yet another half fix.
What you doing, Kaya?
And even just the wording of it already pisses me off. Let's read this together. Trigger warning, I am fucking pissed. Starting with most quest from version Luna 8. Traveler can now press to advance to the next line of dialogue at most times. What the fuck? What the actual fuck is this? There are so many things wrong with this. I just couldn't fathom how bad this is and how nobody is as mad as I am. Genshin is
I quit the game. That's why I'm not mad, because I see all this shit that you're getting mad at, and I'm like, yeah, I don't do that. So I'm not mad.
rage baiting, and I am absolutely rage baited, bro. Like, what are we doing? First of all, isn't this
Guys, it's not easy. It's easy to be a low-stress individual. But it's also fair to say there's a lot of people that go out actively to find stress. Think about the girls that caused the most trouble when you were in your 20s. They're actively looking for conflict, even though they might say differently otherwise. A lot of these people don't actually want to play Genshin. A lot of these people don't actually want to spend their time on Genshin. But they're just like really bored and they don't know anything else better to do. And that's really why so many people in their teens and 20s get in trouble. I'm not even joking. Like literally half, like I feel like 90% of the people, 90% of the trouble people get into, it's because they were bored and didn't have things to do.
usually in most dialogues, you couldn't skip by spamming buttons. You had to wait until the dialogue finishes or the animation finishes.
And I think the main issue over here is that Genshin Impact players genuinely do need more hobbies and need to experience more things, because once you do, you're not playing Genshin anymore.
And then you can click to advance forward. But
look at what this guy's doing. He has 10 geoshields and is climbing on the walls, on the invisible walls of the Spiral Abyss. Just uninstall the fucking game instead of trying to play this. What are you doing? Like, look, like the fact that you even queued up to fight this means you're a fucking retard. Dude, you can't hit him because he's on the wall.
you couldn't skip by spamming buttons. You had to wait until the dialogue finishes or
Dude,
the
I'm good. What are you doing with your life?
animation finishes. And then you can click to advance forward. But now there is a special button for you to press, apparently. And now we can pace through the quest without any pauses. Yippee! How wonderful! What the fuck is this? So basically, it's
I love how the guy, the B-roll, was just the worst boss in the game.
the exact same spam the button bullshit, but just a little bit faster.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be
How fucking great. And you know what the best part is? It is only for the quest after version Luna 8.
That kind of makes me feel better about it. This is like, imagine you're the oldest sibling of a future family of 5. You're the only child right now, but you know there's a couple more in the oven, right? And then when your second little baby brother's born, right? Your parents make an announcement. We're doing things differently around here. Now that little junior's here. And like your parents, right? Do some dumbass shit. Do something retarded. I don't know. They change the way that they're parenting. And then your little brother ends up like, I don't know, retarded, right? He has like ADHD or some shit like that. They gave him an iPad instead of like teaching him properly. And your brother's having more fun, right? Because he's looking at Coco Melon for 30 hours a day, but now his IQ is like, you know, his IQ is the same as a pea plant. I bet he's having a great time, but that's kind of like what it is. Your little brother got quality of life that in retrospect, you're glad you didn't get. And in this sense, this skip button sounds so fucking stupid. I'm glad I don't I'm actually kind of glad I don't have to bother trying to work with it. That was a long explanation, but I think you understand me now.
It's not for the entire game. Better yet, it is only for most quests after the new updates.
So remember what I said? So it's not even all the quests, it's only some of them. This sounds like a condom with conditions. It's like between the hours of 7 a.m. and 12 p.m., this thing doesn't work. Or like, what the fuck? Like, bro, why are there so many conditions on just a basic feature?
And better fucking yet, I'm not done. It is not all the time. It is most times. I am so done. So not only this is shit, you can only do it for the new quest sometimes.
Yeah, your birth control is gonna work sometimes.
These devs are trolling. I can't. These devs are trolling. Funnily enough, there are actual, apparently living human beings on Twitter rejoicing for this quality of life update.
Nah, that's not real.
Rejoice, travelers, they said. This is a great update, they said. Holy fucking cope. How much dick is up your
Yo, show me the brain deads.
ass to praise this absolute dog shit feature.
Cleve, you should be thankful that the devs have finally given us what we wanted after we practically begged for years. Why are you not glazing the game, Cleve? You must be biased. You must be a drama farmer.
Where? Do they deserve any praise?
I think I know what happened. I think this guy got one guide on Twitter and got so butthurt he made this whole fucking video.
Do you realize how insulting this is? They know exactly what the players want. They know exactly how to implement it. They have a
Nah, he got rage baited by like 2 people on Twitter. That's why he made this video. I can already tell.
lot of examples from other games. It is not like they are stuck in their own bubble in the office and don't interact with literally anything
And he's not showing the tweets because it will show that he got one guide.
else. They absolutely know what to do. They saw the player feedback. They saw the Genshin criticism videos on YouTube. They saw the surveys and they replied with the big glowing capital letters of fuck you. And
The fact that you know he made this because he's mad is legitimately funny. Like, bro, somebody pissed this dude off.
guess what, Genshin? Fuck you too. I will never stop making Genshin videos until we, the players, get what we deserve. These
Dude, he
devs might
crashed
not watch
Yo, editor, we gotta get this shit closer to the intro, bro. He's crashing out.
my videos, and that's fine because there are Chinese people translating my videos on Bilibili, profiting off of me, getting money just translating my videos. Maybe they'll watch that. But what is more is that I have people who watch me. A staggering amount of people watch these videos, agreeing with the points I am making. Because why? Because these are real, valid fucking criticisms. I strongly believe we will overpower the sloppy Genshin defenders who are defending these bare minimum responses from the devs. Because at one point,
Show them, pussy.
they will realize that from the very
Show the defenders, pussy. Or did you get one guide, pussy?
beginning, we have always been on the same team. We are. How do I know that? Because one day, when Genshin locks in, picks up their shit, and actually implements full fixes, like giving us more free-to-play polls, giving us actual working quality of life updates, characters that introduce a new way to play instead of just calculation increases, like the idiotic lunar reactions, actually giving us exploration improvements without pay gating it behind characters, and all of the other stuff. When they implement all that, I guarantee you, they will celebrate with us. They will glaze the game to the moon, and we will all be happy. So why defend the game while it's taking half measures?
Show them.
You should ask for more. You shouldn't celebrate these baby steps because the devs will think that that is enough and they won't improve it for another 2 years. So ask, screw it, start preaching it loudly because it was never about drama. It was about fair treatment. It is always about basic human decency. If the devs truly do care and are generous as they say every time they have a developer live stream, then they should fucking act like it. Is that so hard to understand? I don't think so. I haven't even gotten into Sundrone and she has a lot of problems on her own. But I think I spent too much time on this video. I spent a lot of energy on this video, and frankly, I don't think my vocal cords could handle it. So
all right, we'll leave it there then. What a crash out. Glaive probably had a mean tweet or two made about him, talking about how he's like a LARPer, how he's just like a Genshin hater, blah, blah, blah. His criticisms are fake. It's all made up. He's a LARPer. It's not real. And then he got like really mad and he was like, all right, well, I'll prove you wrong. Random internet user number 79. I'm going to make a whole video showing you why you're wrong. And the good thing is that one guy, like, getting one guide as a content creator is absolutely fine. It is 100% okay. And I encourage it under one condition. You monetize it. And that's what he's done over here. A lot of reiteration of some points, but also re-clarifications of how it's actually showing up in game. And boy, oh boy, this is some dog shit, is it not? And I can appreciate when another creator uses getting one guide as an opportunity to make some money. I do it every day. It's a part of like my thing. Sometimes I go out looking for trouble, right? Because that's low-key my job. I can make money off of it, right? There's a reason why I make fun of, like, I mentioned those, like, you know, those teenagers in their 20s. They go out looking for trouble. They got nothing to gain from it. That's why it's stupid. But here, we're taking some calculated risks. And I think Glaive maybe went a little bit overboard in some places, but I think it worked out well for him overall. So great job with this one. And of course, I'm looking forward to the follow-up once the patch actually does drop. Should be fun once we get to actually see how this all looks in-game. Let me know what you all thought about where Genshin's going, and of course, how it's getting there. And peace out.